I would like you to slow down. You are doing way too much. You are using the dynamics of the fallen world that no longer apply to you. You are in my world. I have taken you into my kingdom. You exist in my kingdom. Still, you use the dynamics of the fallen world. And you learned how that world works, and you try to use the same dynamics in my kingdom. You set great goals, you really put a lot of effort into it, and then you have a lot of success or some success. There's some result, and then you are okay with that result, and then you get bored with that result, and then you start all over again. And this is what you want to do with me and in your relationship with me and in with my kingdom stuff, but you cannot do this in my kingdom. It's just they don't match. It's like pushing the buttons on a washing machine and expecting that it would play you a video or something like that. It's just not the same system. It has different rules. It works completely differently. My kingdom is based on rest and peace. And no matter how hard you try to trick the system, only the dynamics of my kingdom will create the result of my kingdom, the fruit of my kingdom. So if you still use the laws of the fallen world, don't be surprised that you don't get the fruits of my kingdom. It's not like I don't bless you because I'm not satisfied with you, or I'm angry with you, or I don't love you enough, or whatever, you are a wrong Christian or don't love me enough. None of those things. It's just not the same machine. It's not the same tree. Good tree produces good fruit, period. But you are shaking the bad tree, and you are sad when the fruits that are falling off are bad. So, my kingdom is way easier than those dynamics of the world. Way easier. So much easier that it's hard for anyone to believe it. It's sometimes my kingdom is not doing certain things anymore, just simply stopping doing them. It no longer serves any of your purposes and my purposes, and it's not of peace and from peace and in peace, so it's out of my kingdom. And because you are in my kingdom, you no longer need things in your life that are not in my kingdom. So sometimes it's just you stop it. Sometimes you just do it from a different place, from the place of my peace, from another motivation, with another mindset. Sometimes you do exactly the same that you've done before. You just know that it happens in me and in my peace. So you can be radical about having my kingdom of peace and rest in your life. It's not a selfish thing, it's not an extra thing like, oh, resting is for rich people. Resting is for the super spiritual people who have accomplished it all and they have nothing left. Just resting. No. Rest is the way my kingdom works. Everything I do is out of rest. Sometimes the most selfish thing you can do is to drain yourself for some idea of being super helpful to people, idea of being a really good wife or husband, idea of your expectation what good looks like, and you think you are selfless, but but sometimes it is the most selfish act you can do, is to completely drain yourself when you are no longer in contact with your soul, in contact with me. You're no longer aware of my peace. It is out of my kingdom. Even if you do it for people and you want to help them and want to love them, that love that is loving other people through you is also loving you. It's not like that love is something that is worth being poured out on other people and it's not worth being poured out on you. It makes no sense. That love in you wants to love you too. And sometimes saying no to things and drawing hard lines is an act of selfless love. Because I want you to be loved selflessly too. You can love yourself too, selflessly. So the idea that I expect my servants to serve my goals until they die is not my idea. There is someone who uses their servants for their sake until they die, but it's not me. This is not how my kingdom is. My kingdom is, come to me so that I can use you for my purposes. No, so that I can give you rest. Rest is not a luxury thing. Rest is my kingdom. And unless you have this place of rest in your life, it's quite unlikely that you will see the fruits of rest in your life. And you are absolutely welcome to be radical about it and protect that place of peace in your life. I'm not just talking about like prayer time. It's like the time when you enjoy life. You enjoy that you live. Time when you just know that we live together. My presence is so easy. It's as easy as drinking a coffee slowly, as smelling the flowers on a blossoming tree while you're walking on the street. My presence is as simple as having a light, easy afternoon where you cook your favorite food and you sit down and you eat it slow, and you go to the closest park and you take a walk and you sunbathe a little bit sitting on a bench. Of course, my presence is none of those activities. All I'm saying is you don't have to make it super complex. Actually, it's quite a problem when you try to make it more complex than that. My presence is always here and now. This is my name. I am. Don't procrastinate my presence. Don't push it farther away in space and time. When the kids are grown up, when we move to the countryside, when I have an easier job, when I go to this conference, when I go on this retreat, when I go on a costly holiday in the Bahamas, then I will have peace and rest and the presence of God. It's such a lie. I am here and now available. Don't push it. Don't make it available only after a condition. What if you no longer chase the sense of success you get after an accomplishment, and instead you just simply take time to enjoy life? What if there is nothing missing from your life? It's more about you crammed so much into your life that you have too many things there. What if the happiness, the illusion of which you drain yourself chasing, is available anytime? You just always flee into an activity instead. I'm not saying you are not supposed to do great things, but those accomplishments won't mean that much to you until you realize how glorious your simple, ordinary life actually is. I want to give you life. Enjoying life is not an extra thing. Like, I have created you for it. And you say, what about selfless sacrifice? It's all about sacrificing your life for the others. Of course, it is about sacrifice at times and for seasons. There was a time when people killed me. There was a time when I was super tired. But sometimes I told my disciples to go away because I want to pray all night and rest with my Father. Sometimes I took it so slowly that Lazarus died. I refused to be in a hurry. I trusted that anything I do should be in peace. So if flowing in peace results in Lazarus dying, it's gonna be fine, because I cannot act outside of the dynamics of my kingdom, which is peace. And this is not a luxury thing. This is actually loving people. And it is actually trusting me. And sometimes my presence is as easy as not answering a phone, as not going to a birthday party you don't want to be there, you don't want to be in. Sometimes my presence is as easy as not fulfilling someone's expectations, including yours. Sometimes my presence is as practical as asking an old lady to take care of the kids every once in a while. Sometimes my presence is as easy as not going to every church service or every conference. Sometimes it's about not inviting guests, not renovating the house again. There are certain activities you only do because you want to meet someone's expectations, including yours. And it's not of peace and from peace and in peace, therefore it's not in my kingdom. And you are absolutely free to rip out of your life anything that is not of peace. Sometimes my kingdom is leaving that job that absolutely destroys your emotional well-being. Sometimes it's leaving an abusive relationship. My presence is easy. Don't make it hard. And also don't allow things and situations and people to destroy that sense of peace in your life. You are absolutely welcome and you have the right to keep that place of peace in your life. You are not being selfish. It's not a luxury. This is the way my kingdom works. Sometimes I laugh at people. They want to have rest and they book a holiday somewhere very expensive, and then they have a lot of sightseeing because they have to see all the good spots, and then they are in a hurry just as much or even more than they're in their ordinary lives. Or they want to get closer to me and then they book a retreat and they organize and they pay a lot of money and then they expect me to do all the work in them within a weekend that I wanted to do in them slowly, day by day, why they just give me like 10 minutes of their day. My presence sometimes is as easy as having 10 minutes just doing what you actually want to do and resting in the way that is rest for you. And you can then try what it feels like to rest for an afternoon. You are free not to squeeze things into your schedule, like make it happen somehow. Another shopping spree, another guest, another program. For what? What do you want? To be the best mom, the best churchgoer, the best wife? What is your purpose? What if you become best at enjoying life in me? If you really want a purpose. And yes, you can do great things. I'm not saying you should stop doing everything you do. But make sure that it is of peace. And if it cannot be of peace, you are free to cut it off. Maybe you cannot do the same amount of things in peace as you did before out of other motivations of striving and performance. First, it will feel like a shock when you check the things that are not of peace. First, it will look like you are less efficient. Sometimes people won't understand you. Maybe they get angry about it. They won't really appreciate or respect your new way of living. But after a point, you can see that actually you can do way more than you've ever done before when you were really in a hurry, because peace gives you such an insight and such a security and such an ease in what you do, is that sometimes you accomplish way more and still you don't get addicted to using the peace of God to accomplish a lot. It's not a tool. It's the way of my kingdom. Rest is who I am. And this is your inheritance. You can be rest too. You can embody my rest. You don't have to spend your whole life running for different goals. Even spiritual goals. All the things your mind says that comes only after something. After you will really sense me constantly, and I become really close to you when you do this and that, when you 10 years of mission school or whatever. Go on all those courses. I am there. Would you drink a coffee with me? Would you do what you actually love doing and gives you peace, knowing that it is of me and in me? My presence is ridiculously simple, and I want to teach it to you. You are welcome in my kingdom. You are welcome in my peace.